is up? It's your boy Johnny Shreve, BB Pro, Mr. Tell Like It Is, man. Welcome back to an episode of Coaching Up Coaches, guys. Today, we got Tristyn Lee and Bradley Martin. I'm gonna analyze these guys and see if they can give us some education or entertainment. Or can they combine the two? Are they gonna give you something that you can walk away with that can optimize your training? Or are they just gonna talk the whole time and waste our time? I think we're gonna have a good video here, guys. I know Tristyn Lee. Tristyn Lee and myself met back in the day. My first guest posed as a pro at the King Kong Classic. And here's this little freaking kid that comes out, opening for me, this big, ripped to shits, and could pose like a mug, man. I was impressed. And at the time, I think he only had like 5,000 subs or followers, whatever at the time. The dude now is like millions. He's a superstar. And I've said this before about him. I think Tristyn is one of those one-offs. But I got to put him to the test, man. I got to see if this kid's actually giving me some quality info. Is he going to give me something I can walk away with to make me a better trainer, a better athlete? So guys, again, we got a leg video. I find that doing leg videos, you can't do enough of them. It's such a very complicated day when it comes to training. A lot of people don't really understand there's a difference between hinging and squatting, feet placement, core engagement, lat activation, all those things that I feel like we can't do enough of these videos. We got to do more of them so people can understand legs, because I think about like 80% of my clients, the clientele, hate training legs. And it's not until we start training legs together when we're doing one-on-ones or I kind of adjust their form that now all of a sudden they're really liking or loving legs. Most time people don't like doing legs because yes, legs is hard, but when you're doing it wrong, it makes it even more hard and it sucks. I like to make sure that people can understand how to train legs properly so they can understand and enjoy training legs. Let's watch this video, guys. We got Bradley Martin and Tristyn Lee doing deadlifts and more. Boom, let's go. All right, so starting off with RDLs, stiff leg deadlifts. I'm gonna critique the form. So I want to watch this a little bit more and see how things go here. The boy's got some freaking, Jesus Christ, he's ripped. This kid's inside out. I think he's the only kid I know that might be leaner than Greg. Anyway, so guys, when we're looking at guys like Tristyn, those are one-offs, okay? He's obviously talented. Now we're talking about Romanian deadlifts. Now it's work from the ground up. Same rules apply. Feet placement, a little outside shoulder width apart, not too close. We're trying to really work the hamstrings, right? A lot of people don't understand the difference between a Romanian deadlift and a deadlift. They're almost the same. The only difference is you're not really touching the ground when you're doing them. Now you can, but for most part, you're really not. To explain it better, when we're doing stiff leg deadlifts or Romanian deadlifts, we're hinging at the hips. Our hips going back enables the weight to go down. Most of us get that mixed up and think that we're just lowering the back. Like when we get up, people think this doing a stiff leg deadlift is doing this. We want the hips to push back and then forward. Hips are pushing back, hips are going forward. A cool little trick that you can do is, and I guess do it for all my clients to do, is take your hands straight, put them on your legs like this, straight back like this, and then you want to hinge your butt back and then let your hands slide down your thighs and push your hips back, engaging your hamstrings. That's how you're going to feel your hips. Now, when we're actually doing the actual lift, where should we feel it? We shouldn't really feel in the back, because if you do, we're doing back extensions and not Romanian deadlifts. So let's move on. Let's watch him. Just watch him go up and weight. Now, Tristyn's got a little bit of curvature in his lower back. Now, everyone's asking, would you sacrifice a little bit of, form for an extra, for some weight? No, I wouldn't. These are one-offs. Tristyn's got a little curvature in his back. He's also going a lot lower the floor than most people normally do, but at the same time, we have to really avoid that curvature in that lumbar spine. Because at that point, you're at your most vulnerable when it comes to like hinging, right? All the weight is sitting in your lower back and being pulled down to the floor. If we're not engaging our glutes and pushing our glutes back when we're doing it, we're just doing hyperextensions from the hips. And we don't want that. Another thing too, as I'm watching this, is that he's activating his lats at the top of the lift. I know you guys have done, stretching before when it comes to hamstrings. I'm gonna show you guys something really quick. Now, when we're doing hamstring, stiff leg deadlifts, or say we're just, basically stretching our hamstrings. If I just roll down like this, curve my back, I can grab my toes super easy. Guys probably can't see me grab my toes, but I'm grabbing my toes. I can grab my toes super easy with straight legs all the way down. Now, try this. If I take my hands here, push my shoulders back, push my hands down, tightening my lats are engaged here. Now, if I try to do the same thing, that shit's getting real tight. Even when I'm pushing my hips back, it's super tight, super tight, super tight, super tight all the way down and all the way up. Tristyn's doing this and then letting his lats go a bit, so we're getting a little bit of the barbell going away from his body. And then he's got to pull the weight back to himself, which we do not want, because the further away the weight goes from your body, the more emphasis you're going to put on your lower back. That's why I realized from the back when I was watching him why he's got a little of that curvature in his lower back. It's because he's pushing the weight away. So I don't know if he's doing it intentionally, but again, guys, when we're doing this, we're talking about hinging at the hips and keeping the weight off of our lower back. We want to ensure that we're pushing the weight down. Take that bar in our hands, push it to the floor, pretend we're trying to bend that bar over our thighs. Engaging that core, like not sucking it in like we're trying to do a vacuum, but tightening it up so it's tight. So if you think someone's gonna punch you in the stomach, you're tightening that stomach up there. So if again, from the top, pushing the weight down on the floor, tight core, hinging those hips back, pushing back the whole body, even from the floor, even from my ankles, I'm pushing my weight back into those heels, gripping with the toes, keeping that straight, neutral spine, softening the knees a bit when we're getting close to the knees, pushing back in the hips even more, engaging the core, and then pushing hips forward. You don't want to go down this way and then let your lats loose and the weight comes out here, and then we have to bring the bar to ourselves. That's going to put too much stress on the lower back. And these are one of those exercises that are absolutely money when it comes to actually building glutes and hamstrings more so. But these are also one of those exercises that you can get injured real quick from this, not engaging the core, letting that weight come away from your body, and then trying to hyperextend the weight and come back up. That's how we hurt our back. Now, a lot of times too is when people do these, they almost like rock back under their heels. Sit back and they do their hinge and then they're sitting on their heels a bit. You want to grip with the toes, guys. I can't emphasize this enough. Grip with your toes. Pretend you're sitting on a cliff and you're doing the deadlift on the cliff and your toes need to hold yourself on the cliff, because if you don't, they roll back, you're gonna fall off the cliff. The toes are there for a reason. If you cut off a pinky toe, a big toe, you're gonna lose balance like absolute crazy. You gotta remember too, your toes are an extension of your entire skeletal structure, and they have muscles that attach underneath in the fascia, and then just ligaments on the toes. But those toes gripping and pulling, they actually do emphasize how much the hamstrings being used. So if you're just trying to balance on your heels and you're sitting hinging back, grip with the toes. I would love to train this guy, man. I would love to train him. He's talented, and he's, you can tell the work ethic is put in. You don't get like that without working hard. All right, let's fast forward to the next exercise.
With my squats and stuff, I'm just being cautious with my shoulder. We're gonna jump into it. Not gonna be too much talking. We're gonna go hard. Gonna get pretty intense.
I like this guy. Not gonna be too much talking. We're just getting into it. We're gonna get hard. This is the kind of video I like.
Get ready as well. We're gonna jump right into this leg workout.
All right. So we got hamstring curls. We got kneeling hamstring curls, guys. So if you see this exercise, this is the kneeling hamstring curl. The difference between kneeling hamstring curl and lying hamstring curl is your positioning, right? Being upright, a little more upright than actually lying down. You're gonna hit a different part of your hamstrings. Now, I love watching this. Now, if you can see Tristyn, he's actually doing what I like, what people should do when they're doing hamstring curls. And that is making sure your hips go forward. A lot of times you see people when they're doing lying hamstring curls, any kind of hamstring curls, the butt pops up. You want to force your hips onto the bench, onto the mat, whatever is there. You don't want that space to come between that mat. So what you want to do is keep your hips straight. Let your legs keep straight, hips forward. And then I want you to bring your leg up. Don't let it come forward in front of the leg. Keep it aligned with your other leg that's planted on the floor. Keep your knees aligned and then pull the hamstring up in the back. I promise you right there, like if you can look at my hamstring right now, just doing that. The difference between doing this and doing this. See, my hips are here, now my hips are here, the activation is a lot more greater. So when you're doing hamstring curls, you want to push your hips into the pad, engage in the core still so you don't have too much hyperextension in the back, and then pulling up the hamstring. Give it a try, guys. I can guarantee you, you're gonna be like, holy, my hamstrings, what the heck? What was that? Really good. I'm gonna keep watching this and see how they finish off. Let's look at reps, speed of the rep, difficulty, intensity, all those good things. Let's check it out.
See the muscle.
I think I need to drop my calories and add in some more cardio.
It's really hard to see the shape, you know? You know, if you were competing, it'd be a problem. Right now, it's okay. You could just be like that.
He's letting me off on this one. He's like, yeah, I'll give you this one. You're fine.
I don't know if it's lean enough, man. I don't. Yeah, just see, my hamstring has more lines.
I used to watch Bradley Martin
This is only like it's like
a lot.
one line, you know? That's it.
I'm gonna do more videos.
It's good though.
Anyway.
For a beginner.
Okay, so now we're moving on to hack squats. Okay, cool. Yes, I love the explosion at the top. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right. I got a comment. All right. So I don't know if you guys just watched that, but I don't know if you guys, of course you just watched it. Now I want you to see Tristyn on the way down. Excellent tempo, excellent engagement. Knees aren't buckling in, they're aligned with the toes. Perfect. But then I see the heel thing. Look, all right. I gotta break this down. There's always gonna be a couple things that people do that they shouldn't do. When you are loading your spine, when you're doing anything, please, God, please do not do what Tristyn did. I don't really care if he's your favorite in the entire world. I'm not knocking his game. I'm already telling the kid is awesome, period. I'm saying that one thing, do not do. I'm pretty sure you guys seen gym fails of people just, boom, hyperextending the knee, all of a sudden, crack, boom, oh my God. And you see gym fail and people are like, oh my God, the guy's knee just hyperextended. I can't say it enough. Grip with your toes. Our biggest help when I find training, when it comes to training, people really overlook it, is how much we need the floor. How much we need to have our whole entire foot engaged in the ground, gripping to the floor. Guys, there's no way around engaging your glutes when you're doing any kind of squatting. When you squat, hack squat, back squat, front squat, split squat, your glutes are getting engaged no matter what. You don't have to overemphasize pushing through your heels for your glutes to go on. Good. That's a lot of weight. Boom.
Yeah, come on. Press. I might put shoes on for my next set because my feet were slipping. These are relatively flat, so it's not too bad, but Brad had in and out before this.
2 double doubles, 2 fries. Well done. My stomach is huge right now, bro.
Little talk between sets, not bad. Those are hard sets. You can rest a little longer. That's cool. I get it.
All you got is yourself to rely on. So
You can just grab onto this while your knees are being crushed.
your life.
You might have to give me a little. I don't know though, we'll see.
Nice, good, hard. That's a hard set. So I want to talk you guys through this when you're doing hack squats, because I find people when do hack squats, you can get so much more out of a hack squat when you're training than just kind of just getting under the thing, going up and down. There's so much more we can do to optimize hack squats. At the very end of that lift, now it's a big lift for him. Obviously that's you know, a hard ass set, hard rep. Bradley Martin slowly comes down, everything's good, and all of a sudden we get a drop and we come up. A lot of times people rely on that reactive responsive training. I call it reactive training. When you kind of just go down and kind of like let your body drop and come bounce back up, letting momentum kind of give you that boost. So when you're coming down, come down, control the weight, big breath in, push back up. Don't go down, then all of a sudden, and come back up. We don't want to do that. But I got to give it to him, hard set, and then finish a set. That's a big rep. Other than that, guys, the cues that were given by Brad and Tristyn were good. The entire video, it's entertaining. You know, I found myself watching it, enjoying it. I like the camaraderie between the two. I like the chemistry. I like, you know, the actual intensity of the actual training. All in all, guys, good tips. Great video to watch and use some of my tips to help, you know, optimize that even more. You know what I mean? Hey, Tristyn, get at me. Brad, let's train. You know, once these travel bands and stuff are lifted or whatever, I wouldn't mind going on to Zoo Culture myself and training. Or, you know what, Tristyn, come up here, see me, or I'll come see you, whatever it is. Putting the two together, you know, iron sharpens iron, guys. I hope you guys liked the video, guys. If you did, man, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. Guys, the number is gonna have Tell Like It Is Truth. For coaching, johnashreve.com. Now, if you want to know more about my coaching, I do offer phone consults, guys. If you like what I do and what, after our conversation, I deduct the phone consult off any package. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at _JohnShreve_ and check out my gym too on Instagram at Impact Fitness 56. Leave an impact. Like always, guys, iron sharpens iron. Progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.